mom shit. Just that go home to your mom shit. I know you're tired of loving.
And we have a sale. Digital assets transferred to your account. And that's it from LJT.
Hold on, I gotta check if niggas can hear me. Nah, but look though. Let me see what I was saying.
Who's your friend in the car?
Hello. Hello, hello.
Hello. Hello, hello.
Nah, but really, I started this live. Really, I just like talking, and sometimes it's better to have like saying like, oh yeah, I was just a record of me talking, you know. But what I about to say? Basically, though, like um, all I was saying was niggas. I genuinely feel like people like at least when I was saying it was very unpopular to say Fortnite is one of the greatest games of all time and GTA is one of the greatest games of all time. Because when you're saying it, you are saying it to people who are actively playing the game. And when you're actively playing the game, you don't see anything but the flaws because you're so deep into it. And I won't say that's necessarily wrong. I just want to say that let's be objective when when we also like when we're actually talking about the game now. Like GTA, Fortnite already spoke about Fortnite. Fortnite will forever be one of the greatest games of all time, just based off of the fact. Like I said, Fortnite. Meaning Fortnite would just be obviously be one of the greatest games of all time because you can't you can't possibly. What's the nigga talking about? But, anyway, what I was saying was, bro, Fortnite essentially is just gonna be the greatest game of all time because you can't beat a game that has become a cultural phenomenon. All ages love the game, bro. You can't beat that. It's like, I'm not gonna lie. Nah, like it's just one of the greatest games of all time, just based off of the fact that it's a cultural phenomenon. And GTA, you really can't say anything about GTA. Like, and we're talking about everything when it comes to like these great games. Like, GTA is forever one of the most greatest games because of what it's done for the community. The fact that it's been here for 13 years and has not, I mean, like, I guess you could say it fell off, I guess. But at the end of the day, every game falls off technically from what it originally was. But it's it's just the greatest game. Like any person can get any person can get into the game and have fun with no issues. Like, or obviously from like not knowing, obviously from like not knowing multiple, like knowing how to get into the game and do what you need to do. Like, of course, Fortnite is gonna have. I mean, of course, GTA is gonna be very overwhelming for people when they first get in the game, but that's normal. The game's been out for 13 years. How can they possibly make it easy and applicable for new players, and also make it not annoying and daunting for older players? You know, like who wants to be a 13-year-old player playing GTA and having to do the tutorial for no fucking reason because there's new players getting into the game 13 years later. Like that's not fun. That's annoying. But like we just speaking about the cons for now. But like I mean, obviously there's a lot of cons with GTA. Like the economy in the game, which to me personally isn't really that bad. Some shit just doesn't really. You kind of just like real life. Like certain shit certain shit just shouldn't cost as much as it costs, but it's real life, nigga. Like, if you're broke, you're broke. Just say that. Like, what are we talking about? Shark cards are trash, though. The pressure is annoying, but you can't lie that it's still one of the greatest games of all time because what it provides for content, what it used to provide. What it provides for content, what it provides for role playing. Like, we're just talking about everything here. We're not talking about just not talking, we're not talking about just online. We're talking about story mode, online, roleplay mods, everything. Like, cause this is everything. This is everything. Like GTA as a concept. The same thing we do with like um same thing we do with Minecraft. Like we talking about Minecraft. We're not talking about just vanilla Minecraft. Yeah, GTA is forever gonna be one of the greatest games because it's been functional for 13 years, still with a good player base. They're innovating all the damn time. Um, you have minimum server issues. I know it's only 30 players, but this map is fucking huge, and you have to accommodate all 30 players, servers and shit like that. But yeah, like I don't know, GTA is just one of the greatest games because it just continues to be fun years later. You know, I don't really know how to explain to someone who just never played it. Like this is one of the greatest games ever. You know, it just does so much for a game that came out 13 years ago. You know, you just can't compete with a game like this. You can't. It's impossible. It just simply does too much. You know, it does too much. You can't beat it. The story mode is one of the greatest story modes of all time. Personally, I mean that is a very bold story, a very bold claim. But I'm not talking about just like the plot of the story. I'm talking about like everything, like the story mode, like just the base GTA. You could literally play that game for years. Like there's not a lot of story modes that has as much replay value as that one. Um, you know, it just has too much. You have three different, you have three different people you can play as, with three different lives, three different haircuts, three different cars, three, like it's ridiculous. Like it accommodates every type of person, other than females, obviously. But nigga, let's be honest. 13 years ago, who the fuck was thinking about the females playing video games? But like, you could be a black nigga, a white nigga, a regular nigga. You know, you can you feel me? It's just it's just the greatest game of all time. No bars. Oh, but yeah, that's really it. Those games are just obviously one of the greatest games of all time. No, no comp. You know, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not doing that. But yeah, like I don't know. I just personally don't think you can say anything about a game that has been well, up and running for so long with like minimal issues. You know, like, I know it has issues. Every game does, but like it's too good. Me personally, I just feel like it's just too good to say it's not one of the greatest games of all time. It's earned that title in the map, in the story, in the seamlessness, and the RP. You can't beat it, nigga. I ain't gonna hug you, guy. But yeah, even though niggas complain about the economy, even the economy, like how you make money, even how you make money in a fucking video game is like comp game. Like that shit's crazy. But yeah, loved you better than your own kin did from the very start. I don't blame you for not wanting to be free. I just wanted you to know. Wait till I get my money right. I had a dream I could buy my way to heaven. When I awoke, I spent that on the necklace. I told God I'll be back in a second. Man, it's so hard not to act reckless. It was much sense. I ain't get the message. Under more scrutiny, what I do? Act more stupidly. Buy more Louis V. My truth couldn't get through to me. Suing me, you and me. I ain't one of the Cosby's. I ain't go to hell, man. Guess the money should have changed, huh? Forgot where I came from. Wait till I get my money right. Are you saying something? Uh-uh. No. You decide yours. So I double puck that motherfucker sideways. Back in my day. On my leg. If Magic made it. Emphasis. So sensitive.
hangers has still got the potential to make you. Now, let's talk location. If you don't own a hangar, which one should you buy? A lot of folks will recommend the Fort Zancudo hangars because they allow you to fly in without immediately slapping a force. Now, let's talk location. If you don't own a hangar, which one should you buy? A lot of folks will recommend the Fort Zancudo hangars because they allow you to fly in without immediately slapping a 4-star wanted level on yourself. Plus, there's always the free laser jet parked on the runway, which is a nice bonus as well. But then I've also seen some other players recommend the LSIA hangars, which are a lot cheaper based on the logic that these are going to be much closer to your other businesses like your agency, CEO office, auto shop, etc. So you can travel between businesses much faster. And while that might seem like a pretty good reason to get an LSIA hangar, I definitely suggest saving the extra cash and going for any of the Fort Zancudo locations. Doesn't really matter which one as long as it's in Fort Zancudo in the first place. And the reason for this is most of your air freight cargo source missions will take you to Paleto Bay, Sandy Shores Airfield, or the Alamo Sea as land source missions, and all of these are much closer to Fort Zancudo than they are to LSIA. Some missions will pop up on the south side of the map as well, but even in that situation, because Fort Zancudo hangars are in such a central location, you'll have no trouble getting there.
The new Mackenzie Airfield hangar is out in GTA Online now, and along with it, we've got the brand new high-speed contract style thing that actually pays you out surprisingly well. When this DLC first released yesterday, a lot of us didn't think that the pay was very good. I've got to admit, I was wrong. You can actually make a lot more money than most of us thought. We all thought that we would only get $500,000 each time you did this, and completing the title job contracts will actually get you at least $750,000 every time you do it if you do it on hard mode. And it should only take you less than an hour. I'm going to run you through...
Nothing, right? Hey. Yeah. Alexa, skip the bitch. Good boy. Please, Alexa, please skip. Alexa, please skip. Always find, yeah, always find something wrong. I've been feeling on the shit for way too long. Mm, mm, the most for us to have a toast, have a toast, have a toast for the assholes, have a toast to the scumbags. Everybody's what I know. Have a toast to the straight calls. Good work off. I got a plan. Wanna run as fast as you can. And else, egg.
Don't be so rude.
Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah, always find something wrong. I've been putting with my shit just way too long. I said I like the most. Oh, I think it's time for us to have a toast. Have a toast to the douchebags. Let's have a toast for the assholes. Have a toast for the scumbags. Every one of them that I know. Have a toast to the jerk-offs who never took work off. I got a plan. Run away fast as you can. Run me, baby. Run away fast as you can. I got a plan. Run away as fast as you can. Alexis, skip, young blood. Alexis, skip. You can't stop me rapping, nigga. Can it? I just got some scissor. I deserve dessert. Well, grown man deserve. The son's on life support. But I ain't Jamaican, man. You know what? I'm supposed to be a gladly risk it all. Through my heart. Oh! Oh, you're a bitch. A gladly I went through the wall, even through still, I'm simply alone. Oh, birds is one of our spoken words. How the fuck am I supposed to do this? You wouldn't know how Mace felt. God, I ain't too cool for this safe felt. Safe. Equivalent, like Geico. Through the wire, through the realness of my heart. I believe you. I gladly risk it all. Through the wire, through the realness of my heart. I'm here to be with you. I gladly risk it all. Alexa, skip. Dreaming, talking, in your sleep. I know you want to. Mm, 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 mm. Hey, I'm gonna be right now. Do what part the story. Even the scary nights, so the fall of the heroes. I remember now, thinking over all the heroes of the night. It was all the past. Oh, very now, who's honest? Oh, very now. Nigga, downstairs. And the players. Until the daughters. Something the fuck. Think she in. Do it again. Do it again. I'm just saying. But niggas is monsters. Until niggas is players. Until they have daughters. Niggas is players. Until niggas have daughters. You up in a hurry. Don't be worried. Now this is a part of the story. Even a scary night before I worry. And remember so the night. You gotta repeat the stories. Oh man, even a scary Nah, that's real, bro. That's why you always gotta realize, like, bro, a lot of people don't like people live in the now. They don't live for the future, you know. And because people don't have empathy, or like, I won't say empathy, they don't have like hindsight until it's behind them, right? They do things haphazardly, and then 10 years later, when you're having a daughter, you're not thinking like, damn, like, or now you're thinking like, damn, like, I was really a piece of shit. Like, I can't even imagine uh my daughter my daughter ran into a nigga like me. But 10 years prior, you were acting out your ass, and you had the brain to think what would happen if you had a daughter. You just didn't give a fuck, and that's another thing. Like, sometimes even the people that do know, they just don't give a fuck, and sometimes they think it won't happen to me, or sometimes they don't want to think about it. Right? They don't want to face their actions until they have to. when their daughter is rebelling and going against them, and all you're trying to do is tell them just how life really is and how you don't want you don't want her fucking with that type of nigga. And the problem is kids don't. The problem is because kids think they know better. Because kids think their parents are just tripping or their parents are just controlling them. They just don't listen, and you know it sucks. You know, and I'm not gonna say as a kid I wasn't the same way. I've done that. I've not listened to my mom when she told me to do some things. Like when it comes to women, but at the end of the day, I'm having that in the back of my mind as I'm doing whatever the fuck I want to do. That's the problem. Like, especially and women, and problem is with men, women are much more victimistic because women suffer more consequences when it comes to relationships because they are much more uh, vulnerable when it comes to relationships because they can get pregnant. You know, they're weaker. They can get abused. They're mentally weaker. They can get emotionally abused. You know, they're mentally weaker because they when it comes to like loss. I won't say you. I know it's a comp. Niggas hate when niggas hate on women. Well, I mean, I'm not hating. I'm just saying like they're weak when it comes to like abuse. It's because their brain is retarded. Like their brain is not fully functional. You know, their brain doesn't work all the way. Um, their brain they become super emotional, super attached, and you know because their brain is super attached to this person, they they just don't see the flaws in them, and that's women in general through all ages. But when it comes to younger women, it's much more apparent. It's much more volatile because they have an attachment with them. They think they truly love them, and they don't know what love is. And sometimes men they don't know what it is either, so they're just going on with life, and you know that's just how it is. And I mean I I don't know like it's just having a daughter. That's personally one of the reasons I just don't want a daughter because it's not it's not that I don't like women. It's that I know women, and that's the problem. And I know men, and for me that's the problem. I don't want to have to deal with it because I'm a man. I can. It's easier raising a man than it is raising a woman. Like, and that's just facts. Because I'm talking about as a man at least. Like, why do you think women have such a hard time raising men? Because they're not men. How could you possibly raise a man better than a man? That doesn't make sense. You don't know his life. All you can do is empathize with him. Because you don't know what it's actually like. And that's why raising women is hard. Because you don't know what their life is. All you can do is empathize. And sometimes empathy doesn't work because when they're hurting and all you're doing is saying, I understand, it's gonna be okay. The first thing in their head or the first thing they're gonna respond with you because they're mad at life and they're emotional is you don't understand anything. You don't understand. Stop talking. You don't understand. It's not gonna be okay. It's not gonna be okay. Stop saying it's gonna be okay. You don't understand. When in reality it is. Like in reality, your boyfriend that you barely knew for 4 months broke up with you. It's going to be okay. That shit does not matter. At the end of the day, they're thinking it does, and you can't tell them nothing. And also, a problem is people aren't raised, or people don't people don't care for apologies. People don't care for like looking back because when that stuff like that happens, niggas don't apologize. Niggas don't say you were right. I apologize. No, they move on with it, and they like, well, I was young. When in reality, even when you were young, you knew better not to talk to your parent like that, and you knew that there was a possibility that you could be getting played with, but you didn't care because you loved him too much. And just because you loved him don't mean you weren't wrong. You were definitely wrong for speaking to your father like that when all he was trying to do was tell you that you shouldn't trust him or you shouldn't be with him or you shouldn't date because you're too young. But because you thought you knew better than your father, you still dated when you were young, and your heart got played with because you didn't understand the intricacies of love, and you let a nigga play with you. But you will never admit that it's your fault because you're too stubborn. And to me, that's always a problem. You know, it's always a problem. It's going to continue to be a problem. It won't ever stop. How could it? You know, how could it possibly stop? That doesn't make sense. You know, it can't possibly stop. It only can stop when it's like with certain families when they're raising their kids specifically with that intent in mind, or specific, or it doesn't have to be with that intent in mind, but raising your kid to be a certain type of way, or just simply just getting lucky. Honestly, like my mom got lucky with me when it comes to my um the way I look at things. Cause my mom just she threw me in the mix, you know. She just was like, nigga, you gotta do what you gotta do. Help take care of your brothers, nigga. You gotta be more responsible. Fuck all that. You gotta be more responsible. Also, we don't like people. We don't like people coming over, you know. So now you don't like people, and you don't want people to come over anyway. Um, and don't fuck people anyway. You don't need people. You got the newest shoes. You got the newest clothes. You got the newest game. People don't matter. People are weird anyway. F black or F white people. F these people. F, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like you kind of breed your kid to like have a mindset of, man, fuck everybody anyway. And then when your kid personality starts coming out, and obviously nature versus nurture, like you nurture him to have that personality, but then when his personality like doubles down on that he grew into, it's like, oh yeah, it's over with. So now he's not gonna be very sociable, and that also happens to like that's also like a problem with kids. Like there's also a problem with like kids that are playing these games because they don't grow up sociable because you know whatever happens with their family, like their mom not being very approachable, whether that be to other people or to them. Growing up in single homes, they not able to speak well, or growing up around not a lot of family, not able to speak well. Um, and then they go into video games, and video games give them comfort, you know, and they're able to speak there because I mean you're a human. You as a human, you're going to want to speak, so you're going to find a way to open up, and then it becomes video games. But then the problem is, once you get outside of video games, you don't have any experience in speaking anywhere else. So then that becomes a detriment because you start seeing how, damn, like on a video game I can talk, but in real life I can't talk well. Or in a video game, niggas don't judge me for how I look or how I speak because they can't see me. And you start to think, oh well, the video game is just it's just better. So you get back on the game and you don't try to have like outside life, you know. And then what's really the killer is that you were a kid then when all that shit happened, but then you start getting older. You you start getting older, and then you're dealing with things that older people deal with, women. And as a insecure, in the house ass nigga, who's probably, let's be honest, has poor hygiene, fucking ugly because he hasn't put in the like care for himself. He doesn't know what to do with his hair because he hasn't been around people enough to know what he likes or what is usually pretty good. So he can't experience. He hasn't been able to experience because he's been in the house. He's been playing Smash Bros all the time. So that one haircut that he's been having, he hasn't had anyone tell him like, bro, switch it up, or nigga, you're fucking chopped. So whatever community you're in, like that's what the response would be. Obviously, if you're in a black community, nigga, like cut that shit off, my nigga. Get this drop fade or whatever. My nigga, you're chopped. So you'll try some different shit. If you're in a different community, Oh, try this, bro. Your hair, it's always nappy, or your hair is always. You know what I'm saying? Why don't you try this? This is really popular. Try this. No, he hasn't. He hasn't. Niggas are bullshit. He hasn't experienced that, so he's rocking that same nappy ass afro, that same dirty nappy ass dandruff falling off the shit afro. That he just never changed because he never experienced life. Really, he never experienced outside of the video game. So then when he interacts with women, why the fuck would a woman, a female, a woman, a girl want a nigga who is fucking fat, or he could be skinny, but sloppy, unkept, don't know nothing about smell good, he don't got no cologne, um, he don't wear no lotion, you know, like he not brushing his teeth consistently. He don't know about no white strips even when he do get on his shit. No, it's little shit. And I know niggas love to say things like, "Oh, even if you don't what it called, even if you don't talk to women, you should know how to do these things." And yes, you are right when it comes to brushing your teeth and taking a shower. But even if you're brushing your teeth and you're taking a shower, that's not gonna get women to like you. All right. And also, we're talking about like people who probably bone looking at your wrist. That's the stone. Alexa, why the music stop? Yes. Yo, I just got gaslit in real life. That's fucking crazy. But and that's another example too. Like, oh, but anyway, that's another example of like, since you never dealt with women and dealt with people, you never really experienced gaslighting, right? And that's a very bad thing because you're very much susceptible. And let's say this, right? Let's say for the people that are now going to experience gaslighting because they're now getting into women well past the years that people usually do, they're going to be way more susceptible to gaslighting, manipulation, all that shit, right? Not true love or whatever. What the fuck? How the fuck I survive? But no, like they're gonna be way more susceptible because I mean, how the fuck are you supposed to know what a nigga's gaslighting you if you never talk to a nigga gaslighting you? Especially when it's coming from someone who's supposed to be like someone that loves you, you know? That's someone that's really like cares for you. You can't you can't tell me you can't tell me you would be able to understand that. Especially when you never dealt with people, you're gonna be confused. You're gonna be like, what the fuck? Like, it, am I tripping? Like, that's what's gonna happen for most people at least. Alright? You're gonna be like, what's happening to me? Like, am I tripping? Is this bitch tripping or am I tripping? Did she just lie to me? Can't be because she said she loved me. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that. Like it's hard, you know. And I mean, the internet ain't no better. You know, I feel like for dealing with incels, it's better than it was before because you can find a community. Back when, if you were an incel with no internet, my nigga, it's hard to find a community, especially in like a city like where I live. Like, what the fuck? I mean, you could probably go to like incel infested areas like arcades and shit. But I mean, like, it's rare because something. What if you don't have transportation? Like, I'm in the South, my nigga. If you ain't living in New York, you ain't. If you ain't living in New York or one of those big ass public transportations, you can't hop on an A train. You can't go all the way from Far Rockaway, never talking to nobody, and go to Manhattan. Like, you can't do that shit. Like, all you need is $6, nigga. You can't do that shit. You can't hop on an A train, get on an R train. You can't do that. You can't. It's impossible. Everybody got a car down here. I mean, you got Marta in like where in Atlanta. Yeah, murder in Atlanta, but my nigga, even then, niggas don't really take the murder in Atlanta. And then, shit, nigga, you live in Florida, it's grits, nigga. You gotta have a whip. And those are only talking about the big cities. What if you don't live in a big city? What if you live in like a small city in a fucking unknown ass county? Like, what's an unknown ass? I don't even know. But yeah, like, it's impossible, gang. Like, but you know, it's better now. I would say, like for incel ass niggas, it's way better because you can get on the internet and go to incel infested areas like Twitter and incel infested areas like Reddit and just find a community. You can go to YouTube, find a community, go watch a Corey Kenshin video. Like, um, and then what's the great thing about the internet is that it blends communities. So you would start watching Corey Kenshin and Moosecraft and um people like that because Unspeakable and Slogan Man and stuff like or Jelly and whatever. Because you're an incel, you're a weirdo. You like you know you only be in the house, you only play games. So you're gonna start watching creators. But then the good thing about it is that it blends communities, you know? It blends these communities together. So, you know, it blends these communities together. So you go watch a Corey Kendrick video because you're an incel. You want to go to you want to go to somebody that kind of like represents you. Like he's playing your video games. He's black. You're black. You like FNAF. He likes FNAF. You like scary games. He likes scary games. So you like, oh, he's part of me. And then you find other incel type niggas in the comments, right? But the great thing about the internet is it's not just incels, only areas. So you're watching Corey Kitchen, and then you're finding real niggas in there, like real niggas watching Corey, or young niggas that was incels like you watching Corey, but they grew up with Corey, and now they're not incels anymore. You know, like they seen that nigga with perms, like he's always been a weirdo. But at the end of the day, the thing difference between them and you was they wasn't stuck in their environment or stuck in a mindset of I'm a lame or I can't talk to people because I'm this or I'm too scared to talk to people or whatever the reason is. They grew up with Corey. They grew up with him wearing a fucking perm, doing backflip off the side of the house, and doing shit like that. And then you know they seen him glow up. You know, fix his epic teeth things. So then they're like, oh dang, they, like I know it's like cliche, but they see him. They're like, I was watching this guy since the beginning. I remember when he was had the teeth thing, and I ain't gonna lie, he was kind of chopped. But then, you know, then he had that done, and then you know when he gets in the Swedish fish tub, you see him with his shirt off, or you know, you see him what it called. You're like, oh, he's kind of jacked. I want to get jacked. I want to be like Corey, you know. I want to, even though you might not have his teeth thing, but you want to be like, well, I want to make sure my teeth are good. So you start brush your teeth extra. You start putting on white strips, you know. You start doing those things, and then you're thinking, oh, I like his house, so I want to have a house too, you know. I want to go outside. I want to go outside anytime, play on a basketball court, you know, break some ankles, you know, drill on your basketball court, you know, pretend like you're breaking people ankles, all that. You want to do all that. You want to fill your bathtub with Swedish fish, you know. You want to do all that. So they grew up, and because they had the mindset of they seeing other people doing it, they can do it. So you know, they grew up with Corey, so they grew up with him, and then they're no longer incels. But you watch Corey as an incel, and then you're looking at him now, and you're like, oh, you're not really seeing his grow up, but you're just liking his content. But then you get in the comments, and you're like, whoa, like look at these people. They're talking about past Corey. So you watch older videos, and you start seeing him as he's much older, and then you know you see a random comment in his one of his videos, or random comment in someone else's videos about seeing one of his colognes in the background. You're like, oh, what's that cologne? Oh, Corey used that? Oh, let me just see Corey's cologne. So you go buy this nigga's cologne, and then then you get on a rabbit hole of Jeremy's fragrance, Flan, all these other guys, and you know you start going down that, and that's another rabbit hole of The story ever told. Somewhere far along the road, he lost his soul to a nigga so heartless. How could you be so heartless? Oh, how could you be so heartless? How could you be so when it reads yo? Talking to me, yo. You better watch the way you talking to me, yo. You know, after all the things we got into. After all the things we got into. And some things, owe me. Like, you don't show me like you know me. Well, I got homies, well, in the end, still so lonely. In the night, hear 'em talk, they all the story ever told. Somewhere far along his road, he lost his soul to a woman so heartless. How could you be so heartless? Oh, Dr. Evo, that I don't know. I decided we not gonna speak, so while we up on the phone, homie, I don't know, she's hot and cold. Don't mess my groove because I already know how this thing goes. You want one of them people that you leaving me, but you seeing me. You never find nobody better than me. But anyway, like I was saying though, like you watch that nigga, you go on the rabbit holes, and now you're no longer a lame ass nigga because obviously you were only a lame ass nigga because you didn't know anything. Really, you were never chopped. You just didn't know things. And that's one thing that women always have an advantage over men is that they have more of a community than men, especially like when it comes to older women. Like it's pretty. I don't want to be like rude or anything, but like men are not very friendly, and it's like I'm just gonna go down another rabbit hole, but like as a young man, your life is not gonna be easy. I want that to be very clear because you are seen as a threat immediately. And the people that in the young black men, I'm talking about young black men, even just men in general, but the young kids that grew up that were tall growing up, you became a threat even earlier. But once you get past a certain age, like 13, after middle school, maybe even middle of middle school, especially black men, you become a threat immediately. And if you're white, you may be confused on why I say this, or you may be oblivious, or you may think I'm lying because people don't, whatever the fuck. But you become to other people, whether that comes to the police, whether that comes to women, it's you become a threat. Like it's inevitable. As a black man, you are a threat. As a black man to white women, you are a threat. One, because you are a man. Then you are a black man. So imagine you are a man. There's a white woman on the side of the road, and you are a man at 8 p.m. and you both guys are walking towards each other. Now imagine you are a black man. Now you're even more of a threat. Cool, right? Then, right? Because once you get past like a certain age, when you start getting puberty, my niggas really stop looking at you as a kid and they start looking at you as a man or just a threat at the end of the day, you know. Um, so it's bad. And then if you're a black woman and it's a black woman on the side of the street, they they start seeing, oh, that's a man walking towards me, and then that's I ain't gonna say black man, but let's be honest, nigga, black men are more threatening than white men, right? But That's a man walking towards me. Now, a white man, that is a man. He may be able to take me, but it's 8 p.m. Nigga, I'm not too worried. Nigga, I got them hoes. Boy, oh, it's a black nigga. Black niggas are more likely to do whatever the fuck their statistics are, right? And then if you're a black man, you're gonna think, oh, it's another nigga, right? You gonna think, oh, that's another nigga, and then you're gonna think, let me still be on point, cause at the end of the day, that's a nigga. So now you're still a threat. And then that just multiplies if you add multiple niggas. You want to have friends, you're going out, you're more of a threat too. So it's like, yeah. But that's why I say, as a man, it's your life is going to be very hard. And one thing, and why I say that when it comes to relationship, like men glowing up, is that men don't have a lot of like influence, not influence, but they don't have like a lot of mentors young, right? When it comes to like, when it comes to like coming into yourself as a person, like women have a lot more because they have moms, and your mom is going to make sure you always look good. Your mom is going to try to help you, sometimes some moms be like jealous of their kids or whatever, but like, your mom's going to help you to a certain extent. But you also have the fact that you're a woman and you're blessed with uh maturity at a younger age, whether that be physically or mentally, right? You mature faster than men. So with that being the case, you start to come into your own at an earlier age because you start looking at other people's eyes. And then one thing women don't have to worry about is whether you, whenever you hit puberty, you're always gonna get some features that attract men. It's inevitable. The thing with men though, even if you get puberty, you may not attract features that you may not gain features that attract women because women are shallow in, well, I know they're gonna hate that, but in the fact that when it comes to attraction on a base level, like on a base level, right? On the base level, when I'm saying base level, I mean like general population, right? You They want a nigga that's tall, especially when you're younger, because I mean niggas not looking for shit else. A nigga that's tall, okay, you're not. That's pure genetics. But as a female, I mean, you know, titties and boobies and ass, all that. That's genetic too, but it's easier. You can work on your ass even if you're young. You're 19. You can get in the gym. No, but it's a guessing game. You may get titties, you may not. You may get ass, you may not. But that's still two things that you could or you could not get. And all you have to do is get one, and you get even more attention from men. Not even considering the fact that men don't really care. Men don't really care about a woman's boobs or titties like that. Not as much as women do. Men's height. Like, obviously, like, most men are, as long as she's pretty, like, a larger amount of men, even if she's pretty and she doesn't have titties or ass, they're going to be like, oh, that's fine, I still like her. Most women, not most women, but a less amount of women are going to be like, oh, he's short, I don't want him. Because it's not an attractive feature, it's just not. And that's the thing, like, being short is not an attractive feature, but not having titties or ass, it's not a necessarily not attractive feature, it's just not an attracting feature. Like if you're short, niggas be like, you're automatically uglier to women, to some women. But just because you don't have titties or ass and you're still pretty, nigga, you're still gonna be attractive. So yeah, it's like, and women, women come into themselves, pause, earlier on because makeup. That's another thing. Even as a woman, men really mostly look at females' face and if they're beautiful or not, right? If they're pretty, but women have the cheat code of making themselves look pretty with makeup. And I know for whatever reason, women like so some women just try to like lie and act like makeup isn't a big deal or makeup doesn't really change anything. But I mean, I mean, it's a lie. It's a blatant lie. It's a blatant lie. Like I don't really even have much to say about it. 'Cause it's just like we've all seen those transformation videos on Instagram, like of a fucking Shrek Asian woman turning into a beautiful goddess. With it takes time, a couple hours, but still, nigga, like, and that's just the most extent. But if there's certain features that people don't like a big ass nose or a big nose bridge, which is not generally attractive, conventionally attractive, makeup can hide your nose bridge. I think it's like contour or some shit. I don't know, but it can hide your nose. It can make your nose appear smaller in pictures, in person. You can make your skin more flush. You can make instead of having uneven skin tones, which a lot of people in life struggle with, you can make your skin even, right? Those are small things that make you look attractive. Having eye bags, you can get rid of your eye bags, which makes you look more attractive. These are all things that women have from that can acquire from any age. When it comes to they can put on eyeshadow, make their eye pop out more. They can put on lipstick, lip gloss, right, and attract more men because your lips pop out more. Right? You have eyelash curlers, and most of these things men can do as well, but it's not attractive. To it's not attractive. Like I'm not gonna lie, most women when they see a man doing all that shit, putting makeup on, evening out their skin tone, putting on eyeshadow, putting on lip gloss. It's not that those are not attractive to women. Those are attractive to men. So why would a man do it? Because it doesn't attract women. Women don't like women do that. I mean, of course, some women are gonna like on the internet, nigga, women gonna be like, oh, TT or whatever the fuck, like oh, period, all that shit. But they don't like you, nigga. You know why? You know how you know? Because they're not with you, nigga. They think you're gay. Women don't like gay men. They don't. Women are more homophobic. They're more homophobic than men. Like, what are we talking about? Like, they don't like gay men when it's convenient for them. Like, what? Some women also think gay men are competition. Some women don't like gay men just cause they're gay men. Like, women will call men gay as an insult. How do you say you like gay men and you're using their being as an insult to straight men? Cause you know it's an insult. Cause you think it's shameful. Like why would you say that? Especially if you're friends with gay men. You know why? Cause you don't genuinely care. You want to hurt that man. Cause you know it's hurtful. Cause you see it as something that can hurt them. In reality, just why would you say that? At the end of the day, women. I know I've been going hella tangent, but women just have the ability to be more, what it called, because they mature faster. You know, they got makeup. They don't have to do. They can be short as fuck and still be prettier than most men. You know, shit, it's cracked. We're just talking about just growing up. It's harder. Another thing is, you can be a top female and still get a nigga at a higher rate than men because at a higher rate than men because there's always gonna be, even if you're a chopped female, you can always find a chopped nigga. And no Volvo, please no photos. And then there's always gonna be a chopped nigga for a chopped bitch to find, right? And then the standard for our community is men date down. I mean, my bad. Women date down. So if a girl, so it's easier for ugly niggas to find. I mean, it's easier for ugly girls to find ugly niggas because ugly niggas only there's nowhere else for them to go for. Ugly niggas don't really want to go for the ugly bitches. Uglier than them. But yeah, like nigga shoot down. Usually, women in relationships look better than their man. So what does that mean for ugly women? You're gonna find a ugly nigga. You're going to find an ugly nigga. But what does that mean for men? What that means for men is that you're fucking cooked, nigga. Because as a ugly nigga finding a girl, you have to now compete with other ugly niggas like you, and you're having to compete with niggas that look better than you but not better than her. Because women on average, if a man and a woman are five, the woman looks better to the public. Because women are just more attractive. So yeah, you're just cooked as an ugly nigga. That's why women it's easier being a woman in relationships. And then you don't have to bring anything other than yourself as a woman. You could be a nigga and be handsome and be fucking broke and bitches won't fuck with you as much as they would if you had money. But for a man dealing with a female, you having money isn't really a factor of why they fuck with you. Actually, some men don't even like women having money. So like, that's another thing. So it's very unfortunate, and this is all. I know this seems like a very crazy rant, but all of this really just linked back to incel ass niggas watching Corey Kenshin and Jacksepticeye and PewDiePie growing up, Cause I'm almost there, I'm on my way, heading up the stairs. To my surprise, a nigga. I had to take him to that ghetto university. All of the lies. But yeah, it's just basically at the end of the day, what I'm saying is it's hard to be a ugly incel or just an incel ass nigga who grew up in a place where you can't really do shit because nigga you're fucking chopped, nigga. And my daughter, my mother, and daughter, Amy, and that order. But yeah, at the end of the day, the moral of the story is men have it harder than women. Baby, please. And that's just facts, nigga. You know, men have it harder than women as in the incel game. You know, especially if you're not black. If you're white, you're an incel. It's even more. You're even more cursed. Actually, I lied. If you're a black and you're an incel, it's even worse. Cause white women love bums. White women love bums, and white women date white men. So if you're a black man, you're not getting no white men or no white women. So I mean, you know, so you're kind of cooked, my nigga. And the black bum ass nigga, incel ass nigga, you're cooked because black women don't like bum ass niggas. They get raised not to fuck with a bum. It's in their culture, nigga. And some niggas may think, oh, but they fuck with drug dealers. Yes, them niggas are bums, but to them they're not bums because they provide something they want, money. And what your ass don't got as a bum ass nigga is money. So yeah, so you're two different. You're it's a different. I mean, you're a different type of bum, you know. I want y'all to see this. Turn on the lights and yeah, baby. You know what I mean? I want you to see everything. I want you to see all the lights.